Good morning. I'm Courtney Bjorlin, and I'm one of the editors on asugnews.com. We're coming to you live from the show floor at the ASUG SAP Business Objects User Conference. This week as well, there's another wonderful conference going on just on another floor. While we are wrapping up here, they are just getting started over there at the SAP Business One Summit. We've had a few members of that community over in this studio during the past couple of days, and I'm thrilled to be joined by what is a very important segment of that community over there to the partner community. Today in the studio with me I have Tom Costa. He is from zedSuite, and we are going to talk a little bit about the trends he's seeing within his customer base. Thank you for joining us, Tom.
Thank you, Courtney.
So tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do at zedSuite.
Well, at zedSuite I am the global channel manager, so I support all of the channel partners throughout the world in terms of sales and marketing efforts. And after a customer acquires the product, then we turn it over to our services department for implementation.
And what does zedSuite do?
Well, zedSuite, we provide, in essence, web-based products around the Business One product line. So it could be anything from e-commerce applications to customer portals to web integration type of products. So anything around the web in Business One is really what Zed specializes in.
That's great. So tell us a little bit about what you're hoping to learn at the Business One Summit this week.
Well, really what the next trends are. I mean, it's one thing for a set of developers to cook up products, but really what we're trying to do is understand where's the market going. And the only place we can get that information is from the customer base. What are they looking for? What are their customers looking for them for? So
let's talk about that. What are the customers looking for these days?
Well, it's interesting because right now we're having their customers ask our customers about portals. They're looking for like a customer portal or a way of interacting with the Business One customer more interactively. We typically all are used to paying our own bills online. We credit cards, department stores, whatever. And now Business One customers are seeing their customers ask for that same functionality. And it's not really asking for, they're almost expecting it. So where is your portal, right? And they're saying, well, what portal? And then, we step in and fill that little bit of a void right now.
So we always hear that mantra that, small businesses have big business problems. So they're really looking for this B2B functionality too as well.
Oh, absolutely. They're looking for, anything from getting information out, like when did my order ship, to do you have something in stock? But what we're finding is that there's a generation out there now in the mid-30s that kind of grew up around the internet. So they're more comfortable sending an email than picking up a phone. They're more comfortable with hitting a website to find the information as opposed to, again, calling or emailing. So they're really expecting that type of functionality for the basic kind of questions that small businesses, large businesses, whoever, everyone gets these types of questions. And they're really expecting to see it online now.
So that's what's really driving this shift, you think? The
Yes.
tide of rising expectations from
Right.
the new workforce?
We're seeing a whole new generation come up that, again, like I said, grew up around the internet, and it's really exciting because the ideas of what they're looking for are really make a tremendous amount of business sense and ultimately provides quite a bit of value to both them and our customers as well.
So I understand too, we talked a little bit before our interview, these aren't really fancy portals that they're looking for. We're looking for real basic sort of navigation functionality.
It's typical, like if you go on to, your Visa card's website, right? It's pretty straightforward. Log in here, click here for your statement, click here to, see if we have something in stock. It's very different than the traditional B2C type of consumer site, which was very much about the look and feel, right, to being attractive, to being easy to find. So we're still doing quite a bit of that type of business, but in the B2B type of customer portal, as long as it has their logo at the top and maybe their color schemes there so that it looks familiar enough to the customers, then that's really the extent of what we're being asked to provide.
And the full information of what they're looking for. They're looking more for the data than the fanciness.
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely. Because again, these are named accounts. They're customers that are already doing business with each other. So it really doesn't need to be quite as fancy, which again keeps the costs down because we don't have to do a lot of design work. And we're then able to, in some cases, provide some additional functionality with what specific information does this customer need to provide to their clients. We recently did a utility company, and they needed information about, well, how much electricity were used, or how much gas was used, or things like that. So they needed some very specific information. And because we didn't have to spend a lot of time and effort on the look and feel, we were able to provide some additional functionality at, again, there was a cost to it, but there was certainly room in the budget to be able to provide exactly what the customer was looking to provide to their customers.
That's really interesting. So the B2B portal, very big within the B1 community now. We talked on the phone as well. There's some real interest around some more website integration for this community as well. Could you address that?
Sure. There's still a considerable number of companies that have built their own websites or have their own shopping cart software, and there's really just a wide variety of these types of products out there. But what's lacking is, do these other websites actually talk to Business One? So we're being asked to do in essence, the plumbing between what the customer has already invested a tremendous amount of money in, their customers are used to using it, but now once they acquire Business One, we're able to provide the plumbing so that, if someone places an order on the website, it becomes an order in B1. With minimal effort on the part of the customer, it just goes in seamlessly. And again, information coming out of Business One to populate these other websites, we're also able to provide those services as well.
Are you seeing more of a shift for customers looking to adopt this functionality within Business One instead of using a third-party, say, solution for an e-commerce? Or
It's kind of a little bit of everything. The Business One space is still very wide. And so we're finding that some customers want products that are already built around Business One, but there's still, like I said, a lot of customers that have just recently invested in another third-party solution. And that's where the web integration piece comes in, so that, if they need something that's already built, great, but if they have something that, again, their customers are familiar using, and again, the least amount of change, the more acceptance we'll get, then we're also seeing that web integration is becoming a very big part of our business as well.
And that's why the partner community is so important, is because these aren't the type of shops that have the internal capabilities to be able to do this sort of integration work.
And at Zed, that's kind of what we specialize in, is in these larger development type of projects. And the partner community does look to Zed. In some cases they find out that as soon as the customer mentions we have something on the web, they're on the phone with me, so that we can then assist them and evaluate what the needs are, and be able to provide them with a scope of work as to, this is how we can do it, this is the amount of effort, so that the Business One partner can then say, well, we subcontract to Zed, they do this all the time, and it's a very acceptable solution to the customer in that point.
Seamless.
Yes, absolutely.
That's wonderful. Well, we're so excited to have the Business One community really elevated within ASUG with Carl, Carl Lewis, who is the head of that community, really bringing this community more into the fold of ASUG. So we look forward to working together more.
Thank you,
down the line. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us for this segment. We have 2 more coming up, including our special interview with the winners and all the participants of the Dev Wars last night. So you won't want to miss that one. Thank you so much for watching.